Ladies and gentlemen, welcome into Podcast Room 303. Introducing one co-host with more nuggets than Chick-fil-A, Nick Morahan. Executive producer until we find someone better, Eric Washington. Nobody really knows what he does around here, Nevada Putnam. And now, the single greatest thing to happen to hosting in history, Jermaine Antonio Colon Mendez. On with the show. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome into Podcast Room 303, episode 295. And as that gentleman just said, I'm the host, Jermaine Colon Mendez. This is my co-host. And as always, we have with us the executive producers, Nutty Putty and the EPE. On today's episode, we'll be getting into a head-to-head review. Foreshadowing, we might be getting back to normal. PCP top 5 best Super Bowl commercials. Shout out Mama Mendez for the suggestion. We'll get into Blind 5 with old Nutty Putty up there. 6 nations. No, not 6 nations. 4 nations face off for NHL hockey. And then we'll get into the NBA trade deadline and the NFL Super Bowl. LIX. We'll check in with Eric now because he's laughing. How you doing this evening, Eric?
Doing great, man. I'm so glad you caught that in the pre-show because I had all the rugby stats pulled up. I had the 6 Nations odds pulled up, and you were talking about the hockey All-Star game this whole fucking time. Thank God you said that in the pre-show because it would have been a bad look when they pulled it up. Yeah. But yeah, doing good, man. Everybody knows, as you can tell by my background, if you're watching or if you've listened regularly, this is a big week for me. So trying to suppress my stress and anxiety.
You getting the surgery this week?
I am.
I'm official?
I'm transitioning into a Super Bowl champion. You know what I mean? So hopefully that all works out. But doing good, brother. Doing good.
So not a real Super Bowl champion, just a faux Super Bowl champion.
Hey, call it what you want, baby.
That's all right. I transitioned in 2009, 2010.
Nice.
Solid.
Nice. Before it was the new hotness, right?
Yeah. Back when it wasn't cool, you know what I mean? I was the pioneer. Speaking of, I might have to pick a new NFL team with this.
Oof. NFL team's got to have a head coach, right?
Hey, Chicago.
No. That's not even what I'm talking about. Do you guys know what I'm talking about?
Oh, yeah.
The Archdiocese of New Orleans.
I love. I'll let you get into it. I just love the tagline that the Saints were like, "Hey, what's in the past is in the past." Like, that's not the best way to sum that up.
Not in this instance, big fella.
Yeah,
this shit sits with people forever.
For a team called the Saints, man, they're not very saintly, dude.
Well, no. We're on brand. We're a team called the Saints.
Yeah,
that's true. Yeah. That's true.
Do as the Catholics do is what they say, right?
All right. We're
too far.
Right.
No,
yeah,
dude.
Yeah.
So I have been seriously wrestling with this. Like, I might have to pick a new NFL team, and I might open that shit up to a vote, bro.
Please do.
And just let everyone vote, and then I'll compile that. And because, bro, that's just.
My vote is for the Eagles so that you bring our IQ up.
Actually, you know what? Bro, seriously. You got to move up a whole point just by adding me.
Hey, cool, dude. We need it, bro. We're bottom fucking % of everything.
22, baby. No, honestly, I think I'll just push for the selling by Gail Benson, and hopefully the NFL steps in and does that, and then I can just stay as the Saints. But it's been something.
Snyder. So if they stepped in with Snyder, they should be able to step in here.
Yeah, and Snyder didn't help rape children. You know what I mean?
Okay, well, yeah.
Yeah, so I was going to say, Jermaine, for those, because
wait, we can't say it out loud now, Eric?
We put the boogeyman in the corner and keep it pushing, dude. You know what I mean? Sick of these people.
So
that's what we do with the Eagles fans.
Leave them in the corner with the crayons. Jermaine, for those who didn't hear, because to be honest, if I didn't either see the tagline or see the socials, it wasn't really widely broadcast. It was kind of hushed us, especially with all the NBA trade deadline stuff. But in a nutshell, if you could run down for the people what
okay.
the issue was.
I guess we should stop being so vague about it, but I'll make it quick. So back in 2020, a news article was about to break. Think about that. What was that? Spotlight, the movie about
Spotlight,
Boston
exactly,
church, right? So it was
Mhm.
basically the same thing, but it was going to affect the city of New Orleans. Gail Benson, the owner of the New Orleans Saints, is a longtime Catholic. Her and her husband met through the Catholic Church. She's very good friends with the archdiocese in New Orleans, who had got promoted, right? He's not one of the convicted. And that was what the Saints were trying to do. Like, they were trying to get people to rally behind him so he can correct the church. They didn't do a very good job of how they presented it. So, and then on top of that, this was first reported in 2022. And in 2022, the Saints went out of their way to keep the emails hush hush. So they went to court to keep the emails from being released, which is another red flag, right? If you didn't do anything wrong, if you weren't that involved as you had told the Saints fan base, then what's the point? So it turns out that they were pretty involved. It was insinuated, it's alleged that the president of the New Orleans Saints, as directed by Miss Benson, was to help run PR for the Catholic Church in New Orleans. So he did, including removing the names of individuals who were offenders and had been accused before. It was something like 600 priests.
Jeez.
Removed the names of certain individuals from the list. And that's like, what are we doing? Like, why are we removing those names? Like, all of them or none of them? Like, actually, just all of them. Not just all of them. Like, what are we doing? Why are we protecting ones that we like and ones that we don't? And those ones were accused of rape. And this has been going on since 1990s. Maybe even before that. So this is like a rampant problem within the New Orleans community. And she not only owns the Saints, but she owns the Pelicans. So this would so Tom Benson owned them. They got married later on in his life through the Catholic Church. And then Tom Benson passed away in like 2013, I believe. Something like that. They wore a patch all season for him. And she took over ownership, and the children were upset about that because she was like a new addition. She's not the mom or anything like that.
Sure.
And they go figure, she's out here running the organization to do this. So it's all bad, man. There's no excusing it. I'm sick of powerful organizations with pool and money trying to bury this kind of stuff. This is sexual abuse of children. That's inexcusable at all levels. And the Saints were responsible for burying it, essentially, or not burying it, but changing it so the optics were better. Apparently, the archdiocese is now bankrupt. Good.
Oh, good.
Get them the fuck out of there. Like,
I'm sure
you're not helping
the
the
Vatican and get some of that money.
You're not helping the community. Like, I think she should be forced to sell 100%. And anyone who was involved in the smokescreen PR tactics gotta go. Gotta go. Anyone on the email exchange gotta go. You don't have the privilege to work for a national football organization. And this is a big fucking deal. And Roger
shouldn't have
Goodell,
the privilege to live if you hurt children, and if you help cover the hurting of children, or if you know about it and you don't assist. If you hurt children in any way, shape, or form, you don't have the right to live anymore. You shouldn't have the right to live. I know we have a justice system and all that, but dude, children, really? Come on.
And Roger Goodell came out and said, I know that the Saints, basically said it's a no big deal. And I was like, Roger, you need to change that stance real quick, big fella, because this is the opposite of not a big deal.
Yeah.
That's the community that's paying millions of dollars to your fucking socialist organization called the NFL.
I wonder if he would be able to maybe just push her out and give the team to the kids kind of give them a second chance.
family
I guess
time.
it would have to depend on how, what kind of involvement maybe they have. But
If they go to those churches, they're out, dude. You can't trust them. Can't trust them.
Yeah.
I know it's guilty by association, and it's a fallacy that they use when they argue politics with Trump and AFD and Elon and all that other stuff. Like, it's guilty by association, so it's just everyone's a fascist, even though some people may not be. I'm not saying they aren't. I'm just saying
Right.
some of them may not be in those organizations. Just to let you know, and just because you're labeling them fascist. Anyways, that's irregardless. That's not a word. Regardless of that.
I like here regardless, though.
Me
Sounds
too.
better.
Me too. I like it. It should just be added to the lexicon. Bling bling was added to the dictionary. What the fuck?
There you go.
Anyways,
YOLO
trying to keep our episodes more condensed to under an hour, already 11 minutes, boys. Let's get into head to head.
All right. So last week was week 4. Unfortunately, old habits die hard.
Damn.
And we went real bad. Nevada went winless, and the rest of us only won one match. The minute I saw those parlays come in from Jermaine and Nevada, I just knew. I was like, it's too good to be true, baby. That ends here. So yeah, Jermaine went 1-2, putting him at 6-6 on the season. He's still up 7.77 units. Nick went 1-2, putting him at 5-7 on the season, up 3.35 units. Nevada went 0-3, he's 3-9 on the season, down 3.33 units. And then I went 1-2. Such a bad loss. 7-5 on the season, up 10.94 units. The
Man City money line?
Both of my losses were bad. I picked Man City money line. It wasn't a bad loss. It was bad.
Yes, it was.
No, I'm saying it wasn't a bad loss for me because it was 5-1, right? Like it wasn't close. I didn't have a chance. Like it was just, how did I get this so wrong?
That's a bad loss.
No, that's just a loss. Like, a bad loss in betting to me is when it's like the over under is 249 and it ends at 248. You took the over. That's a bad loss.
You thought Man City was going to win.
I did.
They lost by 4 goals, bro.
Fuck Arsenal, dude. I bet with my heart, not with my mind. Anyway, and then I was thinking about putting an NBA bet in, and Maxey was playing the Nuggets, and there was no Joel Embiid, and I was like, nah, Maxey's not going to ball out of control. So I picked Kyrie Irving to score 30 points. Tyrese Maxey scored 42 against the Nuggets, and Kyrie Irving scored 28. Just to add, insult to injury, dude.
I just don't understand the logic, though, because so Tyrese Maxey by himself, so now he gets the amalgamation of shots.
Yeah.
Right? He gets Embiid shot attempts plus his, and you were like,
and
nah,
Paul George
was out. He gets the 3-star shots. He's the guy.
Yeah.
And you were like, he can't score 30. Like, that's the guy who should score 30.
Mile high,
team
dude.
Is missing.
People play differently at that 5,280 feet elevation, bro.
Yeah, and part of that is the Nuggets don't play defense. So
yeah, I didn't. Yeah. I was thinking 2023-24 Nuggets, not as currently constructed. Anyway, it is what it is. They were bad losses. We got our first parlays of the year in. You would have been fine. I don't know how Israel Adesanya.
Oh, he's washed. He's washed.
So
here's the thing. I picked the 2 favorites, and as I was picking them, I was like, man, I want to pick the underdogs in both fights, but I don't know if they're ready yet. And then both the underdogs won, and I was just like, son of a bitch, dude. Because Michael Venom Page is not a typical underdog. He was a champion in other organizations before he came over. He's a fucking animal.
Yeah.
Like, and he ended up getting a UD, and then Izzy. I haven't seen the KO, but because I didn't actually watch this one, but I heard Izzy got.
Yeah, so it was bad. He was he did the same thing he did. What was that homie that was talking shit? And Pereira, remember when he backed himself into the corner and then he kind of waited for his shot and he took it and he knocked him out? Mm-hmm. He was trying to do the same thing, but homie came with the quickness, dude. Homie was on him, knocked him down, had him on the back, was punching him in the back of the head. Ref was like, Izzy, I love you, dude. I wanted to give you a chance, but you was out cold, man. And then, of course, the typical fighter thing. He gets up. He's like, why'd you stop the fight? It's like, well, because you were on your face, and he was punching you in the back of the head, and you had no signs of life. I had to stop the fight, buddy.
It's because you've been asleep for 3 minutes, dog.
I love when fighters do that. They stand up and they look confused. Why'd you stop it? It's like, homie, you just woke up from a 2-minute nap. That's
All
why.
All right, let's get into pop culture pickup here. Like I said, today's topic is top 5 Super Bowl commercials. The order. Oh, I got number 1.
Yeah, you did.
Damn.
Hell yeah! The order is myself, Nevada, Eric, and dude, with the number 1 pick, we going with the showdown. Mickey D's 1993 Bird versus Jordan. I'll play you for that. Come on now, it's iconic. They didn't recreate that commercial in hockey for no reason.
You have the years? Fuck, I gotta go find the years for mine.
Yeah,
I don't have. I mean, I didn't
my bad,
dig that deep to figure out the years, but
Yeah.
Damn,
All right, Nevada, you're up.
All right, guys, way to let me down.
all right.
I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed.
Yeah. So the first one that popped in my head, which I think was the first one that made me laugh out loud, was the Bud Light commercial where the pilot jumps out of the plane after the beer.
I remember that.
Go. No, not even for a case of Bud Light. And he tosses it out, and the pilot just runs right out of the plane. With no parachute.
before the guy went to shoot. Yeah.
And the instructor looks at him. He's like, "Good luck, dude," and he jumps out. Love that one.
That's a good one. All right. I can't believe mine didn't get taken here. So on the back-to-back here, I'm going to go with You Got to Do It. I just love how each one of them does it differently in the commercial. But the Budweiser commercial, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, that's on my list, but that's not 101. Bird versus Jordan just got recreated in hockey, dog.
With who?
With I sent it to the chat. It was McDavid and Matthews. David.
Oh, nice.
It was
two names I know.
Yeah, they were. Yeah, of course. Bird, Jordan, McDavid, Matthews. Yes, Eric.
All right. And then with the next one,
Hold on. The What's Up one was 2000.
It was 2000.
Yes, sir.
Cool. That's easy to remember. All right. Do you know the pilot one by any chance?
No, that didn't make my list, but that's a very good one.
All right.
I'll look it up.
So sticking with the beer trend here, do you guys remember the Magic Fridge? The Bud Light Magic Fridge?
I do. Yeah.
That's one of the greatest commercials of all time, dude.
Didn't a team have to win for them to open the fridges, or is that another?
No. So his buddy comes over and he's like, "Put the beer in the fridge," and he's like, "This is my secret fridge, so the people don't steal all our beer." And he hits a button, and then the fridge turns around and the wall's flat. And then the camera slowly pans over, and the guy's like, "Guys,
on the other
the magic
side.
fridge is back!" And they're just taking beers out of the fridge. Such a great commercial, dude.
I remember that. Yeah, that was good. I don't have the year for that one, brother.
I'll look it up.
All right.
Okay. Numero dos. This one, I think it was the first one that. God, I must have been like kindergarten, first grade. Well, actually, I got the year right here. 95. Shit, I wasn't even in school yet, but I remember this one because it's so simple.
Don't you take it, you son of a bitch. Are you taking the Budweiser frogs?
Bud.
No,
Nice.
you son of a bitch. I thought that'd come back to me, dude.
You said 95?
Yes, sir.
95, yeah.
Cool.
All right, I'm taking Puppy Monkey Baby, Mountain Dew,
Oh, God.
2016.
That was the wildest.
Monkey Baby Mountain Dew 2016, you said?
Yeah.
Cool. That one was annoying, kind of.
No,
But funny.
It's fantastic. What it is it's creepy.
Yeah, that's the word I'm looking for.
It's really creepy. And then I don't think this one will come back to me. So I'm going to take it now. I'm going with Terry Tate, office linebacker, rebound, 2003. Let's go.
Damn.
Let's go, baby.
I should have gone with that one instead of Magic Fridge because it didn't seem like you guys had that one on your list.
Bro,
Terry Tate, office linebacker.
I talk about Terry Tate all the time. You know I was gonna put
that's an
one.
ESPN commercial, right?
No, it's Reebok. Terry Tate, office linebacker, Reebok. I mean, you probably saw it on ESPN.
When was that? You said 2000 what?
2016. No, sorry, 2000. Damn, I deleted her already.
I think it was 3. I think I heard you say 2003.
Let me see if I can undo it. 2003.
Yeah, I pay attention. Sometimes.
Yeah, okay.
All right, Nevada, what you?
Oh,
Wait, no. Yeah, Nevada, what you got, brother?
back to me already.
Yep.
Let me pull up my. Whoop. Come on, phone. All right, yeah. So next one, I'm gonna go up with. I think this was either the start of it, but it was Snickers broadcast, and it was a pickup football game, and Betty White got crushed.
No, you son of a bitch. That's 2010.
20. Yep. You're not
That's a great
you
commercial.
when you're hungry.
There's another old famous guy in that, right? At the end of the commercial, he gets like tackled or some shit.
Yeah, his name is like Vid
Abe
Agoya or something.
Abe Fagoda.
Gabe Fagoda? Abe Fagoda.
Fagoda.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fagoda. Okay, cool. All right.
You get off my ass, Dave. You've been riding me all game.
Let's see here.
R.I.P. the legend Betty White.
Yeah, RIP.
Oh yeah.
99, dude. 99. All right. I don't know if you guys remember this one. I asked a couple of the homies if they remembered it, and they didn't, so I don't know. But do you guys remember the Doritos crystal ball commercial?
Yes.
Yeah. Dude, such a good commercial.
Yeah, the Doritos have a lot of good ones. I did not make it my list, but they had a lot of very good ones.
And then after that, I'm going to have to go with the FedEx Castaway commercial.
I didn't like Castaway, but that commercial is pretty good.
It's just funny. He's like, if you don't mind me asking, what's in the box? She's like, a satellite phone, all the shit you would have needed to get off the island. I was like, dude, that's such a good commercial, man.
Oh, jeez. All right. On my next one, I'm going to go with the E-Trade Baby, 2008.
Shit. You guys are taking my list, dude. Talking baby, dude.
Yep. I mean, everybody loved that, right? Especially like when he spits up and he's like, "Oh my god."
They did it. They did a couple
See,
more.
Eric knows as soon as I said it, you're like, yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about, man.
Yeah.
It was so good. They did more.
Yeah. Or was that more of like a I can relate, Eric?
No, it's funny because so I remember the scene, and then also we've all done that, like a beer or heartburn from some hot wings or something, and we've all done that before. So.
Oh yeah. Whoa. Yeah. Love that.
Yeah. So it's back to me, right?
Yes, sir.
Yep.
Oh man, I got a lot of really good ones. So I'm gonna have a fire. My honorable mention list might be just top notch, dude. Because obviously they bring out the hitters for this. But I'm gonna go. I'll go with I'm Going to Disney World, the very first one that started the trend in 1987.
Damn.
Obviously,
Obviously, every single person.
1987.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I picked the first one, but obviously I watched other ones. But I went with the first one because that's when I'm going to Disney World started being a thing after you win the championship. You know what I mean? So they started that in 87. So I thought that was a cool homage. And then I'm gonna go. No, I'll keep the sappy ones for honorable mentions. I'll go with the NFL, the 100-year game in 2019.
All the cameos was just like, oh,
amazing.
There he is. Oh, there he is. Oh,
just legend going. After legend. And then you had current guy like Kamara sitting next. I was just like, fire commercial.
All right. For my last one, I'm going to go with the Doritos Time Machine, 2014.
That's a good one.
Nice.
Like I said, dude, Doritos has a lot of. I was looking through it. I was like, man, Doritos made some hitters, bro.
To 2019?
14. Yeah, them
did you get the year for the E-Trade Talking Baby?
I did not yet. I'm just gonna go back and get them all.
It's either 08 or 09. I think it was 08. That's what I saw.
Okay. It was 08, yeah. So
cool. All right. I'm conflicted because I have an awesome commercial, but also it's Cindy Crawford, so I don't know. But everybody remembers the Cindy Crawford commercial, so I'm gonna rock with the 2008 Bridgestone, the squirrel commercial with the nuts.
It sounds somewhat familiar.
And like the car's driving, and then the squirrel screams, and you guys don't remember that one?
And then do they crash?
I don't remember if they crash.
I don't remember
If
it, dog.
It's the one where like
Bridgestone, do they
the
slam on the brakes?
raccoon, all the animals start screaming. I don't know if you guys remember that one. I'll have to.
It sounds
I'm gonna find it
familiar.
and send it to you.
I mean, yeah, if I see it, I'll recognize it, but I just can't picture it.
Yeah, it's just not ringing a bell right now, but I know I've seen it.
Squirrel have 2 L's? No. All right. Boom. All right. So I'll give you guys a list before we get the honorable mentions. Jermaine had the first pick, McDonald's Bird versus Jordan in 93. The Puppy Monkey Baby from Mountain Dew in 2016. Terry Tate, Office Linebacker from Reebok in 03. I'm going to Disney World, the OG in 87. And then the NFL 100-year game from 2019 that had almost every Hall of Famer you could think of. Nevada had the Bud Light where the pilot jumps out of the plane in 05. The Budweiser Frogs from 95. The Betty White Snickers commercial in 2010. The E-Trade Talking Babies from 08. And then the Doritos Time Machine from 2014. I took the Wasa Budweiser from 2000. The Magic Frizz from Bud Light. I don't have the years on mine. I'll go back and get them. The Doritos Crystal Ball, the FedEx Castaway, and the Bridgestone Squirrel from 2008. Do you guys have honorable mentions?
Yeah, I have a bunch, and you guys took a bunch of mine too. I was like, damn, I had a pretty long list. I'll just knock mine out real quick. In 1992, Nike did a Michael Jordan Bugs Bunny commercial.
Mm-hmm.
In 2022, there was a Clydesdale Journey. That shit almost made me cry.
Yeah.
Where they, don't want to talk about it.
On top of yours, I was just gonna say like all the Clydesdale ones are always good. Yeah.
I just went with the one that
I'm not crying. You are.
yeah. Fuck that commercial, dog. And then Pepsi Bears dancing to the Village People.
Mm-hmm.
And then I had the Ram commercial. So God Made a Farmer.
Oh,
that one's not like funny or anything, but man, it's good.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Cinema.
It touches to the blue collar worker in you,
Yeah, it was like the Archdiocese from the New Orleans.
Oh, jeez.
Come on, man. I had some honorable mentions. I'll go with the Force from Volkswagen, where the dad starts the car and the little kid thinks he's Darth Vader. That's it just touches on your heart a little bit. The Doritos, Don't Touch My Mom, or Don't Touch My Doritos commercial. You guys remember that one? She invites the guy over. She's like, I'm gonna go finish getting ready. Here's my son. He like looks at the mom's ass while she's walking away, and then he grabs a Dorito. The kid comes up, slaps him. He's like, "Don't touch my mom, and don't touch my Doritos." You guys remember that one?
I don't actually remember that one.
Yeah, that one. And then I had some honorable mentions that were sent to me. So the WeGo dog, where he goes and he goes and gets the Bud Lights.
Oh, here we go. Yeah,
here we go. And then the Macy's Coca-Cola balloon commercial. I actually don't really remember that one, but he said that one's like one of the funniest ones he ever watched. So I wanted to mention that if you guys remember that one.
That one sounds super familiar.
Yeah.
But I mean, there's it's the fact that we could pull these commercials out. you know what I mean? Like, commercials.
I mean, you guys had years and shit, dude. I was like, God bless.
Yeah, I mean, all you did was look up the commercial after you. That wasn't all right. I mean, yeah, did groundbreaking work. All right, so that wraps up our list. Let's get into blind five, and let's try to be quick this time, Eric, so we can get into the main topics.
Yes, sir.
Okay, let me pull it up. Alrighty. 1 through looks like 7.
Let's go with 1 for hers.
Okay. Your first option is Buttercup Dickerson.
Buttercup Dickerson. I don't know if I've ever heard that name. I gotta look that up, dude. This is why we always take so goddamn long. Do you know who that is, Eric?
No, but it's a funny
American baseball player. That's a fantastic name.
This has got to be the craziest sports names.
Just from a name perspective, I'll give that like a
A 3, 2.
We'll hedge. We'll go with 3, but I almost
3.
said 2 because Buttercup Dickerson goes yard. You imagine, dude? That'd be wild.
All right. Next up is Bud Weiser.
That's a real person?
Dude, that's gotta be 1, dog. That's a dope ass name. No, 4.
Director and film producer. Oh, he dead. These are all old people.
Buttercup Dickerson.
I'll go
Budweiser.
4.
Funny names that start with B.
I think it should be a 5, but we'll go 4.
Budweiser 4.
Funny names
All right.
that start with a B.
Next up is Chicken Hawks.
Chicken Hawks? Like the name Chicken Hawks?
Yep, Chicken Hawks.
Hawks or Haas, like a Hawks.
Hawks, like Atlanta Hawks.
Like the commercial or like the cartoon.
Nelson Lewis Chicken Hawks. 5. Do you like that one, Eric?
I would put it at 5.
It's just 2 birds.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it's not like anything groundbreaking.
Go
It's a
Birds!
fire. It's a fire name, but like it's not compared to Buttercup Dickerson.
All right. Next up is Mordecai Three Finger Brown.
See, this is why you wait, bro. That sounds like a sex move.
You can put that one wherever you want, dog. I'm done. This is ridiculous.
I hit her with the Mordecai Three Finger Brown, dog. Dog. Let's go with that's amazing. I think I'm gonna go with 1. Let's go with 1, dude.
Cool. Mordecai's a cool name, just not used anymore.
I think Mordecai is a fire name.
Yeah.
Three Finger Brown, dude. What are we doing?
The 3 finger brown parts where I'm questioning.
It's his nickname, but like still, that's ridiculous.
Did he 3 finger baseballs when he threw them or something?
I think he might have pitched with 3 fingers or something.
Yeah.
All right. And then the slotting in at number 2 is going to be Cannonball Titcomb.
See, I'm not even mad at this list, dog. I think we nailed this one, dude. Cannonball Titcomb.
Hey, what'd you name your son? Cannonball. Why? Why not?
Yeah. Any guesses for the topic?
Dude, I got nothing here. Ridiculous names.
Dude, like early 1900s baseball players.
Yep. 1900s, early 1900 baseball names.
Dude,
Dog,
we
you
need
said,
to
but
bring back great names like that, dude.
bro, that's what I'm saying. We got a little stagnant. Too many Johns and Jimmys and Erics running around. You know what I mean?
Hurtful.
Giancarlos and bring back the fun.
What happened to like Maximus Meridius Decimus? Like, what happened to all that? Where's that shit at?
Motherfucker died in the Coliseum, dog.
All right. We're done. So we got the blind 5 done.
Yes, blind
Yeah, that's
5.
it.
All right.
All
That was a
done.
good one about it. That was a good one. I don't remember one of the last ones you hit us with was just ridiculously.
You never know what you're going to get.
The Oscar snubs, Wally, Dark Knight. I'm like, I'm already lost, dude.
You're all over the place here, buddy.
All right, Nevada, take us into the Four Nations face-off. Eric, you have the odds?
I can't. Hold on.
I got him.
I'm fine.
Don't you worry. I got you.
Thank
I got
God.
you.
I can't find them.
Four Nations. It's a hockey tournament. They're not having an all-star break for the NHL. They're doing a 4 tournaments face-off. Kind of a prelude for the Olympics. Hopefully Russia can get back in there. Obviously, the Olympics have more than just 4 teams. But the 4 teams for the Four Nations face-off will be the US of A, Canada, Sweden, and Finland. Rosters were announced. They kind of trickled out, but all of them were announced probably, about 3 weeks ago now, something like that. So it's really best of the best, and generally the top 4 teams in the world, minus Russia, because Russia's off doing Russia things, and um, Olympic bodies and other sporting bodies aren't happy with Russia for the time being. So, real quick, I had the the team futures. It looks like Eric's got them as well. So, USA and Canada are currently tops for favorites at plus 175 apiece. Sweden at plus 370 and Finland at plus 650. Team by team, USA is regarded as easily having the best goaltending, I guess, battery, you would call it. I won't get too deep into the rosters, but Connor Hellebuck, who's currently destroying the league,
Yeah, he is.
he's on the team, probably be the starter. Canada probably has the most lethal offense. McKinnon, McDavid, Braden Point. Who else you got? Sam Reinhart.
Connor Bedard, baby.
Connor Bedard did not make the team.
Damn.
The U.S. is really good as far as just depth throughout the entire roster, top to bottom. They obviously have skill guys in Austin Matthews, but I think it's going to be so much fun to watch the Kachuk brothers on the same line.
Yeah, dude, it's gonna be sick.
Two big mofos that just play nasty, but are also very skilled. I think last I saw they were slated on the third line. So you got the Kachuk brothers on the third line.
That's a deep roster.
Yeah. Sweden, they're just always solid, kind of a little bit sneaky in any tournament, but you always, especially young guys, you're getting quality guys that know how to play the game. That's just going to be a quality team up and down the lineup. Obviously, they got some superstars here and there, but not quite like the U.S. and Canada. And then finally, Finland. They would be a very sneaky pick to win the whole thing, except, God, who was it? Someone got injured, so he's not going to be able to play for Finland, and I'm drawing a blank right now. But obviously, they're led by the likes of like Mikko Rantanen, Barkov from the Panthers, Line, who scores on the power play, it seems like every time. So they are very good. And the thing that Finland does very well in national games is that it must be a cultural thing, but they are very good about putting aside egos and stuff like that and playing the team game because they want to win for Finland.
So the guy that you mentioned, I'm gonna butcher this. It is what it is. Hakanpää. Hakanpaa.
I don't think
Johnny Jani. He was ruled out because of a knee injury, and then they replaced him with Vaakanainen, and then some other guy named Jokihaaru. I'm not going to even try to pronounce.
Miro Heiskanen from the Dallas Stars is the one that's missing Nevada from Finland.
Yeah, and that he's in the likes of Cale Makar, Quinn Hughes. He's right in that echelon as far as lethal defenseman on the offensive side. So if he was there, I think their odds would probably be closer in line with Sweden. They probably might still be the fourth team, but I still think that's a very sneaky pick for to put some money on. I think it was, what was it, 675, something like that.
The odds, let's see.
Yeah, for tournament winner. So
but 650 for Finland, 370 for Sweden, 175 for USA and Canada.
Yeah.
That Canada team is
so, and we'll see how, goalies, you never know what happens with goalies when you get to playoffs and stuff like that. But Canada's weakness is their goalie, because right now they have three people, and they, at least as of right now, they don't really know who the starter is, because no one's taken the mantle and said, I'm the best goalie for Canada right now. Whereas Connor Hellebuck's like, Yeah, I'm the best fucking goalie on planet Earth right now.
We know who the starter is, Nevada. You just don't
Yeah.
want to say it.
It's not Mr. Water Bottle throwing trash face Grumpy McGrump pants in St. Louis. It ain't him.
He is the starter. Watch. I'm willing to bet money.
I don't doubt that he'll probably be the starter. It's just that he shouldn't be the starter. That's all I'm saying.
You'll be proud of me. I was shit talking Detroit Red Wings fans today.
Oh, yeah.
They finally brought up the Blackhawks points. I was like, damn, you guys exchanged way too many messages to take a shot at mine. I was like, yeah, dude, my team sucks.
Yeah. You don't beat on a team or a man's team when he knows they're bad. Like, where's the fun in that?
You talk shit when they're the 7 seed with the potential of being the 1 seed in their division. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I told them they were basically the Miami Heat.
Yeah. But yeah, for some other stuff, betting wise, top goal scorers, your top 5 are Austin Matthews at plus 800, Braden Point at 1,000, Reinhardt at 1,000, both play for Canada, Connor McDavid at 1,000, and Jack Hughes for America at plus 1,300. So all very, very good odds right there.
Each team plays each other once, and they take up points from that, or do they end up playing a final?
It's points based, and if I remember correctly, it's 3 points for a regulation win, 2 points for a overtime win, and 1 point for an overtime loss. If you lose in regulation, big old goose egg. Thanks for coming.
Appreciate you trying. And then whoever has the most points at the end of those 3 matchups is the winner.
I'm pretty sure it's the top 2 go for head-to-head for the
Okay.
And then obviously the bottom 2 play for third. So pretty simple format. Obviously 4 teams, it makes it easy, but it's a good little teaser, sure, taste of what Olympic hockey. Yep, because last time the Olympic hockey was around, the NHL didn't play nice and wouldn't let the Stars go. So, but I know the hockey players, they love playing in these tournaments and stuff like that because they've been doing it all their life. So it's going to be some very good hockey, and it's not a lot of hockey, but it's a 2-week vacation, so should be a fun time.
I think it's going to be a blast, personally. All right, meat and potatoes. Who do you got winning?
U.S.
Shit. Eric?
US of A, dude.
I'm going Canada.
Boo.
Can't all pick USA, dog. Come on now.
Yes, you can.
Gotta have some drama.
USA. That's all you had to say, dog.
No. Gotta have some drama. Nobody wants a show where we all agree.
Maybe.
Yeah, let's go ahead and get into the NBA trade deadline. Actually, I don't think we pulled up an NBA trade tracker.
I have it right here. Look,
you have it right here?
Yeah, so I have it here. We can go through them all, or I'll just name the deal, and if it's worth talking about, we can. So the last one, the Grizzlies dealt Smart to the Wizards. Do we want to talk about that?
No.
All right.
I just have a quick question on that one.
It's salary dump. Go ahead, Nevada.
Okay, maybe that makes more sense now. I didn't look into it. I just saw that Grizzlies sent Smart and a first for 2 seconds, and I was like, why are you getting rid of a first to the Wizards? But if it's just a salary dump, that makes more sense. So
yeah, it was just a salary dump. He wasn't really playing meaningful minutes for that team, and then so that's why they ended up getting 2nd-round picks back.
Sure.
And then they brought in Johnny Davis, who's a flyer. He was a 1st-round pick a couple years ago, and then Marvin Bagley III was a top 3 pick.
Pretty sure he was 3. Yeah.
And yeah, so it's just flyers, but basically what that amounts to is a salary dump. So we can move into the next one.
The Bucks have dealt reporting a deal for Clippers Kevin Porter Jr. You want to talk about that?
Nah, we gotta stop trying to make that guy happen.
Pacers trade Wiseman to the Raptors.
Let's see the previous statement.
Hawks deal Zeller to Rockets.
Not a big deal. This is center. They're adding frontline depth for what's a pretty big Dallas Mavericks team in the postseason. So
yeah,
Minnesota, Denver, you got to be able to guard center. So I get that.
Yeah. The Pistons acquired Schroeder at the Jimmy trade.
Dennis Schroeder is a good backup, and you can never, you know what I mean? And you can never have enough good backup point guards for. and the Pistons are expecting to play meaningful basketball for the first time in April and May. So I can understand that.
All right. The Hawks have traded Bogdanovich to the Clippers.
This was a fantastic trade, in my opinion. For the Hawks, they get out of the Bogdanovich trade. Remember the drama when he was supposed to go to the Bucks?
Mm-hmm.
When Giannis, they were building the team around Giannis, and then he missed out on his championship. So that's pretty funny. But the Hawks get 2 Flyers in Terrence Mann and Bones Highland, who have shown flashes of potential. So if you can unlock that, you can get further trade value. And then picks are king now with the current CBA. So the current CBA, those deals of the past where you see 7 first-round picks dealt for Rudy Gobert, 5 for Mikal Bridges, like that's not happening anymore because the constraints on building a roster, you need to have picks or you're going to be shit out of luck.
Mm-hmm.
And adding Bogdanovich to James Harden, Norman Powell, Ivac Zubac, and eventually Kawhi Leonard. It's a pretty smart move because he's a 3-point assassin.
Cool. Next, we have the Cavs trade for Hawks DeAndre Hunter.
Yeah, this has been something that's been brewing for multiple years. So the Cavaliers have been linked to DeAndre Hunter for quite a while. I believe the Cavaliers actually wanted to draft DeAndre Hunter, and but they're adding wing depth to be able to guard the likes of Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown.
Yeah.
Or Jason Brown and Jalen Tatum, however you want to say it. Like they know what's coming. Cleveland Cavaliers are the best team in the NBA right now. That's because the Oklahoma City Thunder have played 3 months without Chet Holmgren, who's about to come back, who's arguably the biggest addition that's going to happen at this trade deadline because the Oklahoma City Thunder are already running roughshod all over the league. So what they did here was a consolidation of assets into something that potentially has, more value for them. Losing Karis LeVert's kind of a big deal. Georges Niang hits big shots, but the DeAndre Hunter addition is the Cavs' form of going all in.
All right. Moving into the next one, the Suns deal Nurkic to the Hornets.
Yeah, this is salary dump. New Orleans. So right now, the Phoenix Suns locker room and organization is fractured after they dangled Kevin Durant out there at the trade deadline, and KD wasn't expecting it. It's been reported as toxic. And before that, Bradley Beal and Yusuf Nurkic were benched, and basically Nurkic hasn't played in a month plus. And that's a depreciating asset. In order to get him off your books, he was making $24 million a year. You had to attach a first-round pick to that. So that's a big loss of asset. But I'm assuming they got expiring contracts. I didn't look too deep into that. And those expiring contracts will help get them under the luxury tax. And, they got a second-round pick in return for the first. So,
PJ Tucker has gone is now with the Raptors.
Yeah, my man's moved from Clippers to Heat to Raptors.
Yeah.
The Raptors added cash, a second-round pick, and they lost Davion Mitchell. This right here is one of those trades no one's going to talk about, but the addition of Davion Mitchell defensively next to Tyler Hero in that Miami Heat culture system that they have, Davion Mitchell could end up being one of those guys that you see sign a big contract in 2 years of free agency because he just fits so well with them. Think Gabe Vincent. And I think this is a big addition for the Heat that nobody's talking about.
The Wizards get Jackson from the 76ers. Reggie Jackson, just to be specific.
Yeah.
We don't got to talk about that.
And
he wasn't playing for us, and we gave up a first and got 4 seconds.
Oof, that's crazy work. A first for they just kept Reggie Jackson on the roster. The hell are we doing here? Jared Butler ain't done shit in ages.
The Lakers have traded for Mark Williams from the Hornets.
What a masterclass of a trade deadline from the Los Angeles Lakers. Mark Williams is a budding young center that came out of Duke that has high potential, high pedigree. He was playing so well for the Charlotte Hornets. They shipped Nick Richards off to the Phoenix Suns, who I think is a fantastic center, who is now just made Yusuf Nurkic expendable, should move into that starting lineup. But Go ahead.
When I think of Mark Williams, I think of three things: blocks, rebounds, and defense.
Yeah,
That's what he does.
he's Tyson Chandler with more offense.
He's Tyson Chandler with LeBron and Luka throwing him fucking lobs now.
Yeah, I mean,
So-
I could be Tyson Chandler with LeBron and Luka throwing the ball.
True.
But I think this is one of those rare trades where it's a win-win for both. Yeah, Charlotte suffers from the center position, but that's why you saw them add Yusuf Nurkic. But adding Dalton Connect, who's a pretty good three-point shooter, Cam Reddish, who's a pretty good three-point shooter, and a 2031 unprotected first, plus the pick swap at 2030, I think this is good business for both teams.
Yeah.
This actually, my take that Lakers won't win it this year, this actually, Lakers have a shot. You got two LeBrons and Mark Williams now?
Dude, look at that. 16, 10, 2.5 assists, and 1.2 blocks in just 25 minutes.
Yeah, I know.
That's crazy. Crazy work.
I've been motherfucker. All right, let's move to the next one.
All right. So Brandon Ingram finally got traded from the Pelicans. He ends up in Toronto. Nothing? Yeah, I got nothing.
No. I think it's a great trade for the Raptors, but
I don't. If I was him, I would have been like, "Can you send me somewhere else, please?"
for
Canada.
For the Pelicans, I don't know how this helps. I mean, obviously, you don't pay Brandon Ingram, and then that's the other part that's tripping me up. They paid Emmanuel quickly. RJ Barrett has a pretty sizable contract. You're going to have to pay Brandon Ingram this offseason. I don't imagine you trade for him to let him walk. And then Scotty Barnes' max contract is kicking in here shortly. And Jacob Pottle, I think, makes like 20 a year. So it's like,
where's the money coming from?
Where's the flexibility in team construction? If you think that team is good enough, that starting five, if you think that starting five is good enough to win a championship, just give me your money and stop betting.
All right, now we're getting to the juicy. The Warriors have acquired Jimmy G buckets.
I want to hear Nevada's take on this one.
From the Miami Heat in a multi-team deal that has sent multiple players to the Pistons, Dennis Schroeder to the Jazz, multiple players to the Heat, and Jimmy to the Warriors. Nevada, hot take.
I love it for the Warriors. Obviously, they were saying for weeks, if not months, we got to get someone to run with Steph. What better can you get than Jimmy buckets, especially come playoff time?
I mean, yeah, he will be clutch and he will play defense and he will be a little bit of an annoyance in the locker room, but he's going to bring you grit and hard-fought basketball. So you take the good with the bad. And I think anybody slides in perfectly next to Curry, dude.
Not anybody.
Not James Wiseman, but everybody else apparently.
D'Angelo Russell.
Oh yeah, poor D'Lo. Poor D'Lo, man.
like not everybody.
We're just out here slandering this man.
In that trade, there's about 10 names of nonsense, and it's just
Yeah.
Jimmy Butler. Like that's all it is.
No, Andrew Wiggins is NBA champ. PJ Tucker, NBA champ. Dude, we talk about. I'm just kidding, dude.
Yeah,
I'm just
2025, they're nonsense.
Yeah. All right. The Kings have acquired Valanciunas from the Wizards. You want to talk about that?
Great to add depth behind Sabonis or even next to him. So
Yeah.
I think it's a good trade. And also City Sissoko and those 2 second-round picks, they had just got in the previous trade that we'll talk about here in a second. So
the Thunder trade for Daniel Theis. Just a little depth, I guess.
That's a good. So what he does is he's what I like to call a connective tissue player. He's a person who's going to get the ball and move it, and he's going to come set a screen and keep the offense moving, and then he's going to hit wide open threes, and he's going to play hard-nosed defense and rebound for you. So that's like a connected player who does all the less glamorous things that move your championship needle just a smidge, but those smidges, those margins are what win titles. So I thought it was a pretty good move.
Game of inches, dude. These inches are all around us.
Not only that, they got a second-round pick with it.
Well, I do want to add one thing to you. You said he's a connective tissue guy, passes, sets screens, he'll hit an open three. If he's playing Philly, he'll hit a contested three, too. If you get Philly,
ain't got to worry about Philly in the playoffs, though.
You don't, not this year. All right, moving on.
Georges Niang, bro. That's a Bulls fucking killer. I hate that guy.
The Rockets have acquired Jaden Springer. I guess you could say depth again at a position that they are already deep at.
Yeah, so what this was is Celtics were just opening up roster spots or trying to get under the luxury tax.
Mm-hmm.
So that's all that one was.
All right. The Bucks have reportedly traded for Kyle Kuzma from the Washington Wizards.
I love this trade for the Wizards. Like, I know Kyle Kuzma is a fun person to make fun of, and we've all done it. I mean, when you dress in some of the outfits that you dress in, you're gonna get clowned a little bit.
Yeah.
But he's Chris Middleton, but younger.
Yeah, that dude. And remember what I've been saying for the last 2 years about the Bucks. They need to get younger, and they literally just got a younger version of what they already had. So they did what exactly. I just never thought Kyle Kuzma would play alongside Giannis. I was so shook.
I thought they needed athleticism, and they've slowly started adding athleticism to the team. Jericho Sims at center behind Brook
Giannis.
Lopez is in that trade. Yeah, I mean behind Giannis as well because Giannis plays center. But yeah.
All right, let's get to the meat and potatoes here. There's
real quick.
Yeah.
As far as the Bucks go, did you guys see the picture of the Bucks team personnel and players and the team they have today? They have 3 people total from their championship team of 5 years ago.
Damn.
Yeah, that's not super surprising in the NBA.
I know, but I mean, outside of Giannis, it's like 2. I don't know if they were assistant coach or something like that, but not players, but something, some
Brook
sort of
Lopez
coach.
Was there, right?
Coaches as well?
Yeah. It was Brooke, Giannis, and then 1, maybe 2 coaches out of the entire championship team. I'll see if I can find the picture.
That's pretty crazy. It's one of those everyone got grayed out photos. It's the group photo.
Yep.
All right. Next, pretty big deal here. Pretty big deal. The Spurs have acquired De'Aaron Fox from the Kings in a 3-team trade, which sent De'Aaron Fox and Jordan McLaughlin to the Spurs. The Kings received Zach LaVine and Sidi Sissoko.
Yeah.
Hella picks. 2 firsts, 3 firsts, 3 seconds. And then the Bulls received Zach Collins, Kevin Huerter, Trey Jones, and a first from the Spurs.
Yeah, this one could essentially be expanded to include Jonas Valanciunas and the Washington Wizards to make it a 4-team trade. But from a perspective, this is one of those rare every team won in the trade. De'Aaron Fox is a phenomenal pick and roll player. And
so dirty.
Now he's playing next to perennial MVP favorite Victor Wembanyama. And also he's slotting next to Stephen Castle, who could arguably be Rookie of the Year this year. Chris Paul is there to mentor both those young guards. And not only that, the Spurs didn't lose any of their young guys. Eric's boy, Devin Vassal's still on the squad. My boy, Jeremy Sochan's still there. Keldon Johnson, who carried that franchise when it was big trash. It was big when that franchise was big trash. He was dropping 25 for him. So the Spurs did a real good job. And De'Aaron Fox is only 27. I know Wembanyama's 21, Stephen Castle's 21, so he doesn't fit those 2 guys' timelines. But by the time they enter their prime, they're getting out of that Fox contract, and it didn't cost them any of their youth. From the Spurs perspective, phenomenal. From the Kings,
27, he could play another 7 years for them.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Good. He could play 7 good years for them.
Yeah, and from the Kings' perspective, right? The Kings' perspective, they added 3 first-round picks and Zach LaVine. Now, a couple of those first-round picks, if they don't convey, one of them is from Charlotte. Looks like it's not going to convey because it's this year. It turns into second-round picks. So that kind of dwindles the actual math down a little bit, but they added Zach LaVine. And when you compare Zach LaVine to De'Aaron Fox with advanced metrics and scoring and assists and everything, it's basically the same player. This year, Zach LaVine, who's a career 38.7 3-point shooter, is shooting 44% from 3 on an outrageous 8 attempts, which is fucking bonkers.
And he's got the chemistry.
And he's played with DeRozan. They still have Malik Monk there, who's been inserted into the starting lineup, and that's what helped them kind of turn around their season after Mike Brown. Domantas Sabonis is at center, and he's shooting a career 47%, but on two attempts from 3. So that team is still stacked to make a potential run. And then if you compare Zach LaVine's pick and roll production to De'Aaron Fox, it's almost similar. So they don't lose anything from that dribble handoff offense that Sabonis was running with Fox. Now they're just going to run it with Levine. My concern with the Kings is they lost Herter, and De'Aaron Fox wasn't that good a three-point shooter, and they replaced him with Levine. But they still have the same problem that the Bulls had before, where Sabonis and Fox are clogging the floor, so their offense is going to be so much more harder in the playoffs, which is one of the reasons why Sabonis gets knocked and doesn't always win all-star nods. And ultimately, the Chicago Bulls got a flyer at center for Zach Collins, who, when healthy, is productive. Kevin Herter, if we are able to rehabilitate him, he's a career 40% three-point shooter. Every team's looking for somebody like that. So if we can get him lacing, yeah, tight. And then we have Trey Jones, a backup point guard. I thought we should have moved him for a couple seconds, but I guess there was no takers. And we got our own 2025 first, which everyone's like, oh, they only got one first for Levine. It's technically two firsts. We now control all our firsts from here on out. We don't owe anybody any first, because if the first, let's say we finish in the bottom 10, the Bulls would get their first this year, but then we'd be on the hook next year for giving the first to the Spurs. So getting that first back is the equivalent of getting two firsts back in 2025, which is a stack class, and in 2026, which is a stack class. Because you have Cooper Flagg coming out this year. You have AJ Dimonista coming out. I don't probably said that wrong. Coming out in 2026, who I'm more excited for than Cooper Flagg, and that's saying something because I'm mad hyped on Cooper Flagg. I love this trade from all perspectives. I didn't mean to go so long because it's my team, but
it's fun. I just want to give a shout out to your team. They stuck with him through the injury, and they just gave him a 2-year, $20 million extension. So good for them for treating the boy right. Moving on to
Lonzo Ball for the listeners.
Sorry, yeah. It's knowledge that I already have, solid listeners. But yeah, and moving on.
That's all the NBA trades for this deadline. Thank you.
Moving on to the biggest trade of the year. One that nobody's
century, millennium
truly understands what the fuck is going on. Luka was traded to the Mavs in a 3-team deal for Anthony Davis. The Lakers got Luka, Maxi Kleber, and Markieff Morris. The Mavs got Anthony Davis, Max Christie in a first. The Jazz got Jalen Hood-Schifino in 2 seconds.
All right, Nevada, break it down for us.
The fuck are the Mavs doing? I realize I don't know hoops like you guys do, but even I recognize that ain't the move you want to do if you're the Mavs. I'm sure they probably throw out the statement. Maybe we don't want to re-sign Luka, which I'm sure they probably did, or they were fearing that maybe he'd want to try to walk or something like that.
Yeah,
I don't see. Yeah, you get AD in return. Fine, fair enough. But if you're gonna move off from Luka, you got to get a lot more back than just AD.
I mean, Rudy Gobert got 5 first-round picks.
But obviously I hate to say it, but the Lakers made out. I mean, if they stopped at that trade with Luka, they made out like bandits. But considering what they did in the following day, that'll lead into my question for you two when you guys are done talking about this small little trade that kind of kicked things off.
So I just have real quick. I'll get my take on it. It won't bloviate too long. The Mavs got better for a win now position. They're going to be big, strong, fast, play defense. They still have shooters. I think they position themselves to be in a better position to win this year than having Luka. I know that sounds crazy because he took him to the finals, but we saw what happened Just last year, we saw what happened though, right? And this is a better team constructed to play against Boston, in my opinion. Secondly, I do believe the conspiracy theory that the Mavs are tanking this. Not right now, currently. I do believe they will make a full push to win a championship in the next 2 years. But Texas has been fighting for gambling legalization, sports betting legalization for so long. And the new owners of the Mavs that bought Mark Cuban out are Vegas. They have ties to Vegas, and they're casino and hotel owners, and they want to build a resort. So the theory is they're going to use this to either tank and add pressure on legislation to get gambling passed in Texas, so they can build their casino resort around the Mavs and incorporate the Mavs into the stadium, or they're going to move the team to Vegas because these owners apparently have no interest in staying in Texas if they can't get legalized sports betting. So that's the conspiracy that's running around Dallas right now. People are hella convinced. They're hella mad. Trading a 25-year-old perennial All-NBA. Not he is an All-NBA player every year he's been in the league.
No, not every year. He didn't get a rookie year.
He didn't get it. Okay, so every year since his rookie year, but
last 5 years. He's
last 5 years,
6 years.
He's gotten it. Been to the finals. Going to be an MVP title, an MVP contender for the rest of his career. It's dumbfounding. And then my last take is, I think the Lakers should have moved on from LeBron, sent him to Oklahoma City, got a bunch of those first that Oklahoma's sitting on, and Oklahoma City should have been champions on easy street.
We just
LeBron with those boys would not lose a game the rest of the year, dude.
I've recruited Eric to Team OKC. He's as high. I've been on high.
The Sixers are never going to win a championship. So now I'm throwing my dice on Dallas and Oklahoma City, baby.
If I'm no longer a Saints fan, maybe I become a Thunder fan. It's not the same sport, but fuck it.
Hey, at least they got a head coach.
Yeah, exactly. So I go ahead, Nevada.
Oh, I was gonna wrap it up with a question for both of you, but go ahead.
Sorry, before we get into that question, I don't think it has anything to do with sports betting. I think Nico Harrison and Rob Pelinka established a relationship in 2003, 2004 when Kobe Bryant left Adidas and reopened his signature sneaker conversation. Right. At the time, Nike was trying to court LeBron James. So all big heads were on LeBron James for good reason. Sure. The dude is in the GOAT conversation for a reason. Nico Harrison was put in charge of courting Kobe Bryant.
Yep.
Nico Harrison went to every single one of Kobe Bryant's games, and Kobe Bryant largely ignored him the entire time that he went there. Until finally, Rob Pelinka and him, in the dark of night, agreed on a 5-year, $40 million shoe deal that changed the history of Nike forever because Kobe Bryant's one of their top sellers. Flash forward 20 years. Kobe Bryant retires from the NBA. Rob Pelinka is no longer his agent, becomes the general manager of the organization that Kobe Bryant is, helped build in this century.
So how's that Kobe built, dude?
In this century, he's not. I don't think he's the best Laker, but I don't know. Maybe he is. It's an argument.
He's not.
And then Nico Harrison gets plucked by Mark Cuban, right? Nico Harrison had no interest in coming over to run a sports franchise, but Mark Cuban courted him and was so desperate to have him. Mark Cuban takes crypto losses, right? Sells his stake in the Mavs, so that way he can recoup assets. And now Nico Harrison on January 7th calls Rob Pelinka to come to the coffee shop to have a conversation with him where he presents the idea of a Luka Anthony Davis swap. The trade was much larger than that. It's Luka Doncic, Maxi Kleber, and I forget the third player, but it was going to be Anthony Davis, Markieff Morris. It was going to be Anthony Davis, Dalton Connect, Max Christie, and 3 first-round picks. Over the course of 3 weeks, Rob Pelinka and Nico Harrison have had multiple conversations where it stayed quiet. Nobody heard about it. That relationship helped Rob Pelinka and the secrecy that he held to. Rob Pelinka was able to talk Nico Harrison down. So here's my theory. What's going to happen? The NBA had something to do with this. That's the conspiracy I think happened. The Lakers are a cash cow, and LeBron James is going away. I don't care what anybody says. He's not playing another 5 years.
Right.
So what do the Lakers need? They need star power because the league needs ratings. What does the league need? They need conversations starting to generate positive buzz, and they did it during Super Bowl week, and nobody was talking about the Super Bowl, which is amazing because I hate Super Bowl week. They cover it into the fucking ground. It's so annoying. And now they have the Luka Lakers for the next 10 to 12 years. And they only lost 1 first-round pick. This has nothing to do with tanking and all the legalized sports betting because the NBA isn't going to lose the Dallas Mavericks market.
It's the 4th largest market they have. But
Dallas is a gigantic fucking city. Those owners aren't going to be able to move the team without the league's approval. The league is going to tell them, fuck you, sell the team. And then they're going to have to sell the team. It's that simple. Like, that's it. If those people wanted to be in Vegas, they should have waited till the fucking expansion team. But it has nothing to do with that. This has everything to do with the Lakers being propped up and being made sure they're still one of the most profitable organizations. Now, what has it done? All anyone can talk about is Luka and LeBron playing together.
I think it's a combination of both. I think the owners of the Mavs came to him and said, tank because we want to win. And then all the stuff that you said came about.
Tank because we want to win?
Or sorry, tank because we want to put pressure on legislation. Sorry, I spoke wrong.
No, Texas isn't going to acquiesce to anything. Texas went toe-to-toe with the United States government. They ain't fucking scared of an organization.
I understand that.
This is just people trying to distract people from the fact that Luka landed on the Lakers and no other team of the other 28 teams had a shot at him. Nico Harrison in 5 years will be employed by the Los Angeles Lakers. Mark my words.
Getting everybody shoe deals.
I swear if they legalize gambling in Texas. I'm just kidding.
Bro, it's going to eventually happen.
Yeah.
That's what's so funny. It's going to happen. You didn't have to trade Luka Doncic to get gambling legal.
Maybe. Sacrifice.
All right. Real quick for both of you. One team and one player, a winner and a loser. One team loser, one team winner, one player winner, one player loser.
Ooh, winner, PJ Tucker.
Okay.
PJ Tucker finally gets to hoop again because the Clippers just wouldn't let him play. He'll be able to play in Toronto. And team that won, that's a great question. I'm gonna go with the. Oh man, that's a tough one.
It's hard to argue against Lakers, but you also got teams that got a shit ton of picks.
I'm gonna go with the Kings, man. I don't think the Kings got worse.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And they added 3 first-round picks, which
eventually
ends up being 2 and then a bunch of seconds. But I don't think the Kings got worse, and they traded De'Aaron Fox, who is now recently taking shots at them, and it was like basically the agent told the Kings that he wouldn't sign. So, all right, he wouldn't sign. So they got the guy that they wanted to sign in 2018. So they signed Zach LaVine to an offer sheet in 2018 that the Bulls matched. The Kings have wanted Zach LaVine for ages. And so they added Zach LaVine and lost De'Aaron Fox. That's net neutral. And then you added 3 firsts. And Zach LaVine arguably fits better with the team. They took 2 of those seconds and a guy who wasn't going to play for him and added Jonas Valanciunas.
All right.
I'm going with the Kings. I mean, obviously the Lakers got Luka, but
sure,
nobody wants to hear me talk about that anymore.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Eric.
I guess player winner. I'm gonna go with Anthony Davis. He got everything he was complaining about when he was in LA. He's going to play next to 2 true centers. He'll be back at the 4 playing what he likes. He'll have Kyrie and Klay Thompson. He's moving in a position from playoff in the playoffs and a potential champion to the exact same thing. Only his situation got better because now he gets to play his true position. I think he'll be a lot more free. And that team is just scary good. And then for winner of team, I was going to pick the Kings. Sorry. And then I kind of thought about picking the Spurs, but again, Dallas, dude, adding Anthony Davis to this team.
It's a good fucking team.
It's a great fucking team. I think they're built to compete. The Thunder are still legit. The Nuggets have championship experience, but they're struggling. The Kings got better. LA's LA. They have Luka and LeBron. The Rockets are good. I think it's a 2-man race to the finals in the West. With this trade that Dallas got. I know losing Luka might sound crazy to people and saying that but celebrating, but they got better defensively. It's going to be impossible to rebound on this team unless you can match what they have, which is 3 outstanding players at over 7 feet. Is AD over 7 feet?
Yeah.
3 outstanding players over 7 feet. And I don't want to hear it. Gafford and Lively are both outstanding basketball players.
Yeah, PJ Washington is quietly playing all-star level this year.
In fact,
nobody's talking about
this is a sports betting podcast. Bet Mavs future to win the NBA Finals. I'm not saying it's gonna happen, but their odds jumped from 33-1 to 40, or fell from 33-1 to 40-1,
Ooh,
and the
that's
Lakers
crazy.
jumped, and they got worse, in my opinion. They
Well,
lost their pace.
The
Well, I mean,
Lakers make sense now with Mark
the Mark
Williams.
Williams trade definitely fixed part of the problem.
The
It's a great
Lakers
pickup.
killed it. The Lakers
Yeah.
killed it.
But I'm just saying Dallas is really set up to make a deep playoff run, and they could fuck Boston up with this trio of fucking
All right,
giants they have.
real quick. Team loser, player loser.
Team
10
loser,
seconds,
Brandon
go.
Ingram. He has to play in Canada now, and then team loser. I'm gonna say I don't really have one, dude. I guess I'll say the Suns. You got rid of your second best player this year in Nurkic, even though I know he's been hurt, but like I don't know why
he wasn't hurt. They benched him.
They benched him.
Yeah, and Bradley Beal.
The Suns, fuck them.
So team loser, I'm going with the Minnesota Timberwolves. They added Julius Randle and didn't move him to make that team better. Anthony Edwards' advanced metrics across the board are much worse this year. That team doesn't have the same rhythm, flow, and chemistry. And then player winner, I'll go with
Player loser.
Player loser. I'll go with Nikola Vucevic from the Bulls. He's playing lights out this year. He's walking double-double, shoots pretty well from three this year. He kind of struggled the last few years with the Bulls, but he's shooting well this year. And now he has to ride out the tankathon that is the Chicago Bulls for the rest of the season. Although we won our first game after the Zach LaVine trade because we got dudes who just go out there and play frenetic. So I'll go with Vooch because I wanted him to go play some meaningful basketball since we couldn't get it done for him.
Yep. I like it.
Very good.
We're going to wrap up this episode and we'll just do a Super Bowl special because this is an hour and 16 minutes already. About it, you have another question?
Nope.
You guys got anything else for the 10s and 10s?
Go Bears.
Tune in for the next episode where we talk about the Super Bowl.
The Super Bowl. Follow our sister pod, Revenge of the Pod, on all things social and wherever you get your podcasts. For myself, Jermaine Colo-Mendez, for my co-hosts, for our executive producers, the Nutty Putty and EP. We'll see you next time when you come on down and step into the room.